The Gold Rush by Jordan Green, Ethan Stank, and Logan Hazard. Hour 1. In 1839, California was mainly owned by Mexico. A Switzerland immigrant named John Stutter came to California. He talked with the Mexican governor and got 50,000 acres of land. On his land, he had a carpenter, James Marshall, built a sawmill on the American River in 1848. While he was working, his eye caught something shiny in the river. It was gold. News spread, and Marshall had sparked the gold rush. Miners came from all over the world to get rich. An American that lived in the East, who wanted to get rich, had 3 choices to get to California. He could travel around South America, risking sickness, or he could sail to Panama across the isthmus and sail to California, risking disease. Or he could travel across North America, risking the wilderness. Many miners were men, but there were few women. As the gold rush went on, nearly 25,000 miners were immigrants from China. The Chinese miners fled from China when their crops wouldn't grow. The typical miner wore blue jeans, a loose shirt, and mining boots. Many 49ers didn't get rich during the gold rush because there were a lot of miners in the area, so gold was scarce. The miners bought overpriced supplies and gambled a lot. Food was terribly overpriced. It cost $20 for a quarter beef, nearly $621.82 in today's money. As a result, more fortunes were made by merchants than miners. The camps the miners lived in had names like Mad McGull, Gutch, and Coyote Digging. The camps consisted of tents, saloons, and stores. The camps were very violent because of the gold fever. As Lewis Clape wrote, in short space of 24 days, we have had the miners stood in cold ice water up to their knees, sifted through tons of mud, and found little gold. On average, a miner was lucky to find $10 of gold a day. They were given egregious food, and they caught many diseases. Important people of the gold rush were Sam Brennan, James M. Hitching, and John Stutter. Sam Brennan was considered the first gold rush millionaire, but he never found gold. He was a merchant and sold supplies for the gold rush. He bought a bottle of fake gold dust and brought it to San Francisco to raise attention and bring more customers. James M. Hitching wanted the miners to have rules, so he created the Miners' 10 Commandments. John Stutter, the Switzerland immigrant who got 50,000 acres of land, never went rich. The gold rush lasted from 1848 to 1855. When it ended, many people stayed in California. San Francisco's population went from 400 people to 3,500 people during the 70-year span. It became a big city with manufacturing and trade. Americans stole a lot of Mexico's land because they did not respect their rights. Many Native Americans who lived in California were killed from diseases. They were also hunted and killed by miners. The Native American population dropped from 9,000 to 92,000 from 150,000 by 1870. This releases to the manifest destiny by showing Americans couldn't let anything get in their way to move west. In 1849, California had enough population to become a state. It became a free state in 1850. 25% of the population of California was born outside of the U.S. Slaves who lived in California became free and got jobs. This changed the balance of free states and slave states, so the majority was free. Overall, 300,000 people came to the U.S. for gold. A combined 750,000 pounds of gold was found during the gold rush. That is equal to roughly $1 billion in today's money.